Now I'm just joining a couple of minutes early, so we'll let a few more attendees join, and then we'll then be getting started today for you. In that, so we'll just give everyone a few more minutes for yourselves, and we'll be running through our very exciting new launch of our AI Notify Spark that I'll be taking you through. Just as a bit of due diligence when we're getting started, as people are joining, there is a Q&A button that should be at the top of your screens as well. So feel free that during any of the webinar, feel free to log any of them in there. I'll answer as many as I can live, and we'll try and leave as much time as possible for Q&A as well. And then what we can do is following that, we'll make sure that a member of the team follows up with everyone as well, just in case there are any questions that haven't been answered or anything like that within there for you. Now, I suppose we will start with getting started. So just to briefly introduce myself, I'm Lily. I'm one of the business development managers here at Notify, and I'm going to be walking you through how we're transforming incident safety data with AI as well. So feel free throughout to add any questions in the Q&A. Feel free to add any points within any of the chats as well, and then we can then get started for yourselves. Now, just as a brief overview for yourself, I'm going to be taking you through a bit of background of who Notify are, just for any people joining who are maybe a bit newer to Notify. I'm going to be walking you through a bit of background around Notify Spark, and then we'll then be walking you through a demonstration of it as well. So let's do a bit of background around Notify. Our goal is simple: to help organizations make their workplaces safer, smarter, and more compliant itself. On here, the platform brings everything you need to manage health and safety. So that involves incident and near miss reporting, audits and inspections, risk assessment, and document management as well. It also includes tools for tracking actions and corrective measures, so nothing slips through those cracks within a business as well. Now, what sets Notify really apart is how flexible and easy it is to use. The system is modular based, that you can see all of those modules on the left-hand side for yourself. It means your organization can get started with the features they need most and expand as they grow as well. It also is built with accessibility in mind, available on both web and mobile, which we'll be touching on today, making it easier for teams to report and manage safety activities in real time. Now, here's a few reasons why people have then tended to come to Notify in the first place. So they might have had lack of engagement, so maybe not having as many near misses or incidents logged as they probably anticipated. They're spending hours each week pulling together incident documentation, huge delays between incidents happening, but then also then what the report then says as well. And then this is where we then touch on why Notify Spark is so important as well for yourselves. So let's touch on what it does. So Notify Spark can make day-to-day work of safety teams and site managers much simpler and much more effective. One of the biggest time savers is incident summaries. Notify Spark can instantly generate clear professional reports that capture exactly what happened, the impact, what actions were taken, and also those next steps. For site managers and team leaders, that's hours saved. And for health and safety teams, it means everyone has the same unbiased, accurate picture of the whole incident entirely. Spark equips supervisors with also plain language safety briefings as well. These are ready to go. They clearly explain what happened, why it matters, and what steps need to be taken to prevent any reoccurrences as well. Now, from the other perspective, you've then got for leadership. Spark can generate concise executive summaries. These distill complex incident data into high-level insight that they might need for briefings, board reports, where clarity is really key as well. Another really powerful feature of Notify is AI guided root cause analysis. Now, Spark helps you identify potential root causes, contributing factors, which are before, during, and after the investigation. It helps build a complete picture of the chain of events, highlights systematic risks, and also saves huge amounts of time in putting those together. And finally, one of my personal favorites is also Spark can automatically generate targeted toolbox talks based on each incident and its root causes. These aren't generic, they include key talking points, learning objectives, and also discussion questions as well for yourselves. So supervisors or managers or anyone who delivers those toolbox talks can deliver engaging, really high quality safety discussions tailored to actually what happened. So just to summarize that, Notify Spark doesn't just streamline reports. It empowers your team to communicate effectively, investigate more thoroughly, and ultimately prevent incidents before they happen as well. Now, from incident to insight in just seconds. And what I mean by that is the benefits for your team. So it automatically generates incident summaries, safety briefings, toolbox talks, and executive briefings. All of those are consistent and accurate. So your team doesn't have to spend hours putting together those reports and also doesn't have to then wait hours in the delay of those reports as well. It also scales your safety expertise completely instantly. No restraining, no inconsistencies. Every report, every briefing meets the same high standard that you require across your business. For leadership, that could be board ready insights, turning frontline incidents into concise strategic updates that can be shared in those safety briefings or any board meetings straight away for yourselves. And perhaps more importantly, it helps you uncover what actually happened. AI assisted root cause analysis highlights contributing factors for, like I mentioned, before and after those investigations, saving time and ensuring you focus on prevention rather than just documenting those incidents as well internally. In summary, Spark frees up your team, boosts consistency, and transforms safety into actionable insights across your teams, all the way through from frontline workers through to managers and leadership within there for yourselves. But I suppose don't just take my word for it or any of the word at Notify. We've got a few of our customers who have been on our beta program, and here is just a little bit around what they actually said and thought. So it provides them clear, concise summaries that saves time, improves quality of reports, and increase overall productivity, all the way through to genuinely streamlining the development of those safety briefings and deep dives as well. So it just gives you, and I've just given you a super quick overall of what Notify Spark is, what is the reasons that Notify has built this and what it wants to achieve by doing those, all the way through to actual what real-time customers found on this as well. Now, what I'm going to be doing is talking you through what it looks like. So let's jump through, and I'm going to share my mobile phone screen. So let's jump through and be a frontline worker for now and walk you through logging an incident. When we have logged this incident, we'll then take a look at the main website of the platform so that you can see it, see what those reports look like, and then let's generate a few of those AI reports so that you could see instantly what they look like. So some of you will have seen this incident management application before. If anyone is new here to Notify, this is what the incident management application looks like. And it's as simple as scanning your QR code and being brought straight to this app itself. You've got all of your incident categories on here. And what I'll do is let's walk through a standard near miss just so that you can see types of questions and what it really looks like for an easy end of user interface as well. Now, what we tend to find is any end users really engage well with the application, and that's because it's as few clicks as possible. Like you can see in there, date and time is already populated based on the device. And also the toggle at the bottom, would you like us to remember your details? So as soon as I've logged one incident or near miss, it'll automatically generate those informations as they walk through as well. They could start to walk through this application on here and answer any of the mandatory questions as they work through. Now you can tailor these, especially any of the logical drop downs to your industry and align with any incident or accident questions that you've got at the moment. all the way through to yes, no, and then yes, no answers, and any additional open text fields in there as well. Super nice and easy for the customer to fill out. You can build out your organizational structure within the actual account itself. So you could have different sites. Within those sites, you could have locations, departments, teams, and really drill down on that organizational structure as well. Where appropriate, if you would like, you can also pull in GPS coordinates as well as the device, and it will then automatically populate those back into the device as well for yourselves. At the bottom of each of these screens that I touch on have got that open text field, just so that you're providing that end user with as much opportunity for giving you information as they work their way through as well. Then we've got the opportunity to attaching pictures within here. So it says taking up to 3 pictures. You could give the end users a bit more guidance around what types of pictures you're expecting, such as, for example, if I walk through and simply just take a picture of my mouse as I work through as well. Now they can choose to select photos. It'll take them to devices gallery and upload them. And again, you've got the option of additional notes within there. You can choose to allow them to assign any corrective actions, so assigning them in real time what they need to clear up and assign them to any particular email addresses as they work their way through this process. So for example, something might need clearing up to do with those cables. So let's assign that on there. I'm going to assign this to one of my colleagues, Johnny. Set a priority within there. Due date will then auto populate, so super nice and easy for yourself, all the way through to categorizing and putting in any notes or reference numbers within the action itself. Again, all action categories can be customized as well for yourself within there. Super easy to capture real-time data. The end user can then also double check, reread any of the information, all simply before pressing submit within there for yourselves. Now, the end user interface is super nice and easy. It takes on average probably around 1 to 2 minutes to be able to then log those incidents in there. So what I am going to do is let's jump through the web interface itself so that you could see what that incident looks like all the way from what I've just logged all the way back within here itself. Now, from clicking on your incidents on the left-hand side, you've got all of the great filters at the top. So you could filter based on location, status, date range, so that you can really tailor these reports depending on what you're seeing within here as well. Now, if I select on an incident within here, all of the data that I have then captured within that account all the way through to will be automatically date and time stamped. So as you can see on here, any of the describing what happened, location, all the way through to that GPS as well. More importantly, what you are able to see in the top right hand corner is Notify Spark there for yourselves. As soon as I select on that, this is that incident, the immediate reporting that you see on here. So whether you require a summary of the incident, and you can simply select on it and select on generate, and it will then automatically start generating that analysis straight away for you. Now, as it then works all the way through, it will impact those straight away for you. The huge benefit of the AI altogether is you can simply copy it or edit it straight away in actual platform all the way through for yourselves as well. So whether that be simply a summary all the way through, let's walk through to a safety briefing just so that you could see the different types of reports. You can see how the AI is really thinking about what that report is, what it's tailored to, and the insights of those key parts as well. Now you can see, for example, like I mentioned, why it matters to you, what the risks are, all the way through to action point at the bottom as well for yourselves. With the fact that this is a new release as well, you've got was this content helpful? So it also means that it allows the team in the background as well to also then adapt and also really contribute to the AI development within the platform itself. Now I'm going to walk you through one by one, just so that you could see the key differences between those reports. So whether that be a safety briefing for the managers or an executive summary, maybe tailored towards that more leadership, daily briefings or board meetings within there as well. So for example, what you can see, especially within this executive briefing, is the strategic implications at the bottom, really tailored to that leadership aspect. So whether that be reputational, compliance, financial, or leadership priorities. So you can see as I work through these, as the information is really tailoring itself. All the way through to root cause analysis as well and insights. Now you can continuously update these. So like I mentioned, it could be previous or before any investigations or afterwards as well for yourself. So you can choose to generate these at any time or simply give them a refresh as well if you also wanted. So this has been generated now, but if it's been generated a few days ago and that incident might have been investigated and things like that since, simply just refresh that content straight away for you. Root cause analysis on here, what it allows you to do is it does separate out, for example, the contributing factors, whether that be through equipment, environmental changes, systematic or organizational, separate all of those contributing factors out for you. And then also separate out the root cause analysis as well. And right at the bottom there, you've also then got final recommendations. So whether that be implement or enforce something, enhance maybe a risk assessment or a safe working procedure, all the way through to developing out what really means and encourage that safety culture internally as well. Now, I did mention previously, Toolbox Talks is my personal favorite one in here. It's only because it really generates those out into different talks for you straight away for yourself. So if I show you what that means, is within a Toolbox Talks of here, it might be a series of them rather than just a one-off. So it really outlines, for example, what maybe talk one needs to include, what talk two needs to include, and then also three. And as you can see, during all of these, it's giving you really key objectives, talking points, all the way through to discussion questions that you might get at the end as well for yourself. All the way through to every single part of this Notify Spark always gives you either recommendations, action plans, so that you can really allow the system to be working within there as well for yourself and within there. Now, I have ran through that relatively quickly within there for yourself, just because you can see how nice and easy it is from a frontline perspective to be logging those incidents and near misses, all the way through to how quickly it is to use AI within the system itself. I did want to leave as much information and as much time as possible for any Q&As within there. Now we have got a few within there, so let's jump to our Q&A within here, just so that we could touch on those and get any of those questions answered straight away for yourselves. Oh, so does the data have to be hosted on our server? Yes, we are hosted on AWS in Ireland. It does need to be hosted on our server just for GDPR and cybersecurity reasons. And we'd be happy to share with you some more information around that if you've got any further questions or need any further information around that as well. What it might be worth doing is we do have, for example, some common questions that we did receive during our beta testing within here. So, for example, how does the AI learn and actually make those recommendations? So, for example, if I share my screen, just so that you can keep seeing the safety briefings, executive briefings within there, and then I can walk you through what it looks like, for example, how the AI learns itself. So like I mentioned on here, it can automatically be refreshed and continuously learns from itself. And what I mean by that is it includes the details that have initially been recorded in that incident, all the way through to maybe some investigation notes as well. There's a team of AI agents in the background. Each of those agents are really designed to focus on specific tasks. So whether that be creating the Toolbox Talks or creating the relevant follow-up action points that you've got in there as well. The AI particularly draws on two key things. The first is the core language model. That's the engine that understands and generates all of this text. And the second is the extra guidance we add. So, for example, tailored instructions and intelligence that really shape it for safety use cases as well. Now, combining both of those two things, it means that the AI can turn incident data into those clear, practical outputs that really support investigations and safety communications throughout your business as well within there. During some of the other beta testing within those as well included some questions such as which A provider is being used. So we've chosen to go with Microsoft's Gen AI service. It's a trusted enterprise grade platform that satisfies all of our customers' requirements for security, privacy, and also data protection throughout the whole process as well for yourselves. Like I mentioned, we can also send a few key bits and pieces following this as well, just to make sure that you've got absolutely everything that you need. Now, one of the big questions that I typically get asked as well is, will other AI features follow this one? So it has been a really excited launch that is within the platform, but there is going to be other AI to follow within the system as well. This is the first of many AI-powered enhancements that will be releasing over the next 18 months within Notify. Eventually, the whole platform will benefit from AI, all with the aim of saving you time so you can focus on proactively reducing that workplace risk rather than spending the time generating these reports manually for yourselves as well. Another key question that we tend to get asked as well is losing the aspects of the human element. Now, especially when it comes to accident management or health and safety, it's a key part and a key insight to always keep an aspect of. So the reason that I always like to provide the reassurance in there is that it's a really important point, and Notify recognises the human element within all of the AI that it is planning on rolling out across those next 18 months. In particular, with incidents, AI can support investigations by helping organize evidence, highlight patterns, or even draft initial summaries, but it can't replace that human element. It doesn't pick up on hesitation, discomfort, or a shift in tone maybe throughout those toolbox talks. The things you notice in a face-to-face conversation that tells you there's more beneath the surface. Those soft signals are often where the real insights lie. So while AI might streamline parts of the process, save you huge amounts of time, the investigative skill, empathy, and professional judgment of a trained person remains absolutely critical. That's the reason why we've allowed for in-platform edits and changes within there as well. In my view, AI should be used to support better conversations, not replace them in there. So it really allows you to have huge amounts of time saved to not draft those reports, but also make any changes and edits needed throughout your professional judgment and industry as well within there for yourself. If there's any more questions, feel free to put them on the Q&A within there as well, or any of the chat functionality within there as well. We will be following up with a few key insights and a recording to the demonstration and the webinar today as well, all the way through to any common maybe questions that we also get and will get answered over to you for yourselves within here. Now, the final point that I always will like to touch on is the risk of using AI, especially within safety, whether there have been a few people who have been worried previously, or what risks come with using AI itself. Like I mentioned, we're always wanting to keep the human elements around it. So using AI in safety comes with risks, but most are rooted in human factors. So, for example, biased data, over reliance, or a lack of transparency. If you blindly trust AI outputs without review, you could miss critical context. And that's the reason we've allowed for all of those changes and edits in there. You can make poor decisions that might be flawed based on AI alone assumptions. So the key is using AI as a co-pilot, not a replacement, helpful, but always under human oversight as well. So there's a guidance level within here. As I mentioned, super exciting is that you will have Notify Spark within other elements of the platform, not only within the incidents functionality as well, but across the next 18 months, you will be seeing a rollout across the whole platform itself. So it saves you huge amounts of time and just really engages proactivity and reduces that whole workplace risk for yourself as well within there. I'm conscious that we don't have any more questions within the chat itself for yourself within here. What I will do is leave my details up on the screen for yourself all the way through. So I'll just touch and go and leave my details up on the screen so that you're able to just take note of those. Feel free to give me a call or send me an email. Like I mentioned, our team will be following up. So any questions, anything that you have within there, all the way through for yourselves as well within there. On there. Oh, there we go. We've got a few questions in the chat for yourself. The price point of the software is based on a few different bits and pieces within there for yourself. So what I mean by that is depending on the modules that you take, depending on, for example, the amount of users, that price point can be really tailored towards what you really require. Like I mentioned, we're flexible and modular based within there. So it allows you to really develop and grow with the system as well for yourself. So what I'll make a note of is for yourself, Francesca, is someone to reach out so that they could discuss what your needs and requirements are, and they can discuss those price points as well for yourself. Ruth, you've mentioned, and a really great question, what level of license is needed to utilize Notify Spark. It would be an incident manager within the system for yourself so they can start generating all of those reports for yourselves as well. All here. Michael, great question. We've got, can the AI work across multiple different records in one inquiry at the moment? So at the moment, it takes on individual incidents themselves. Now, I'm conscious that we can link incidents together within the platform itself. So what I'll do is I'll touch base with Andy and our AI team on what it looks like to really link those incidents together and maybe help with predictive analysis across multiple different aspects. So I will loop with Andy and the team and get back to you on whether the AI will also link back those incidents as well for yourself. So it says whether there is a trial of the products for yourself as well. Now, there's a few different ways that you could do that. I would recommend reaching out to the team based on trials themselves throughout different trial recommendations. It could be length of trial. It could also be to do with whether that trial be assisted as well. So Paul, absolutely. However, our AI is being released tomorrow. So what I'll do is make sure that a member of the team reaches out to you so that they can talk you through your different options when it comes to trialing the software itself for yourself. Francesca, you've mentioned how many users can use the software is completely up to yourself of what that looks like. Each of our modules has different allocations of what those licenses look like. You can completely tailor the modules and tailor the amount of users, and that will then tailor the price of the software as well for yourself. Currently, the AI is a fantastic option within those modules of what you can 100% have within there. So I'll make sure that someone follows up with yourself as well. There's been a few different questions on prices, trials, and a few other questions on maybe the development of AI as well. So what I will make sure is that a member of the team follows up, especially just so that you're getting the information that you need more specifically on price, trials, and really what's going to work with your business. Now, the huge benefit of Notify is the flexibility within there. The flexibility of Notify is that it's completely modular based, it's mobile and web, and it's a complete pick and mix. So as you grow as a business, you could really grow out the software for yourself within there. So what I'll do is I'll make sure a member of the team follows up with all of you as well, all the way through to whether it works across multiple different incident records as well for yourself, Michael. So I will follow up with all of you based on those questions, just because I'm conscious that you might need specifically more information as well within there for yourself. On there. Now, it was great, and I super appreciate everyone joining. Thank you so much for your time today. Any questions, a member of the team will follow up with everyone on there. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and feel free to reach out to myself or any of the team as well within there. Take care, everyone. Thanks so much for joining.